All right, collective. In this Steve's mailbag segment, I'm back with my fancy CGI again, right here. Go. Next most popular question that's come in the last day of the first 300 or 400 questions that have rolled in is about soulmates. It's about your soulmate and about free will and about, while for a lot of the reasons I know, this Wheel of Fortune's been coming up and I've been saying things like the universe is pissed at your person. They turned down a gift. It went against destiny. And it's destiny that's supposed to, you two are supposed to be together. It comes up clear in a lot of the readings. So for a lot of you, that's a fact. That's true. So this is a little video. I'm going to try to keep it short. About 3D. About free will. I'm going to try to keep it short and try to keep it 3D. It's about free will. All right? And how we cause these little tower moments. All of your soulmates are, for the most part, are in a bit of a tower right now. They're living in a tower moment because they went against, they chose something else over you. They just didn't, I don't know, whatever. Why'd they cause a tower moment? Why'd that happen? Why'd their whole life begin to fall apart when they sent you packing, when they denied this connection, when they looked away from it, focused on work or career, or gave it to somebody else, or gave that attention to someone else they were with, and that person's usually some sort of entitled fuckwit narcissist? Well, let me try and explain it to you. I'm going to draw you a picture. It's right here. CGI, folks. High tech here at Steve's Love Tarot. That's a road. It's got little side streets, right? Little side streets on the road. Go. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. We'll just say that's a road with a bunch of little side streets on it. Okay? Little side streets here and there. The best analogy I can give for free will, I mean, when people ask how much free will do we have, I'm always alarmed when people out there touting we have free will, we can do anything we want. No, we can't. The best analogy for free will is the roads we drive on. Cars became popular because people wanted to have their freedom on the open road. Right? We all think we got so much freedom on that open road. And, for you smartasses out there that are about to say, I got a four-wheel drive, I can go anywhere. Well, we're going to ignore that for a moment for this analogy. Because you can't really go anywhere. You don't have as much freedom as you think on that open road. Basically a hamster in a cage. Yeah, you can hop on the road, drive down the road, but you can only turn where there's a place to turn. This main road is destiny here. This is your life. This is your timeline. And on that timeline are various soulmates that you're going to meet along the way. You're going to meet a lot of people. But most of those people that you'll meet that aren't soul connections are just fluff. They're not there for any reason. They're background noise, like backgrounds in a cartoon when the little character's walking down the road. They don't even draw eyes on them. Doesn't even matter. Soulmates are important. Okay? And the reason we get cards like the World and the Wheel of Fortune and cards of destiny like that, they're important because your soul is basically a puzzle when you're born. But it's one of those puzzles you get from the discount store that's missing a bunch of pieces. Every soulmate you meet along this path has a piece of that puzzle for you, and you for them. And they're very important. That's how we learn and grow as we go through life. We meet these important people. We learn important lessons. We get puzzle pieces that we're missing. Ideally, if destiny plays out, at the end of the line, when we die, we're about to die, we got a full puzzle. And we look back and smile. No regrets. But that doesn't always happen, does it? No, because we got this pesky little thing called free will. And you always hear me say about your soulmate, a lot of times, for a lot of you signs, I'll say your soulmate used their free will against their own best interest, and now they're sitting in a tower. Why are they sitting in a tower? Well, let's say you're driving down this road. You can only turn where there's a road to turn. Okay? If something, we're talking destiny here. You're driving down the road of destiny. You can only turn where there's a road to turn. Right here, there's buildings, trees, and buildings, and all kinds of stuff right here. Well, what your soulmate did for a lot of you, in effect, is you went down this road of destiny and you two met at the point you were supposed to meet. Right here. Now, what was supposed to happen was you two were supposed to come together. This is why the universe is pissed about its gift. This was a gift. For most of you, the readings we're pulling, me and other readers, are powerful connections. Twin flame, deep soul, real shit, the real deal. You were supposed to, on the road of destiny, meet and connect, learn your lesson, get your puzzle piece, either stay together or break up, whatever. But your soulmate used their free will against their own best interest. They decided, being stubborn or whatever, or afraid of emotion or whatever it was, that they were just going to turn. Well, what happens? There's no road. There's no place to turn. You can't just turn wherever you want when you go down a road. There's got to be a street to turn down. Your soulmate turned, and they went up on the curb, broke their suspension, and slammed headlong into a building. And that tower moment is their car sitting there slammed into the building with all its coolant falling out onto the ground, kicking up a bunch of steam. They had a tower moment. They decided to turn here. Well, that's a damn shopping mall. You can't turn there. And the parking garage is way over here. You just that's a brick wall. That's what happened. We do have free will. Now I'll back up and I'll say we do have free will. We can make a lot of little decisions. We have free will to a point. We can decide to go to the store. We can decide all kinds of things. But for the big stuff, we don't have free will. Okay? We can exercise it, but we may end up in a tower moment. For example, as a general example, you can decide whether or not you want to go out with somebody. Your soulmate can decide, whether or not they want to go out with you. They can make that decision. But they don't get to decide whether you two meet or how important you are to them. Okay? That's on the road to destiny. And ideally, they were supposed to come with you. Okay? That's clear in all the readings. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. In fact, one of my favorite readers, Allie, read a reading once not too long ago, and she stood there in awe looking at the past energy of the reading. And she said, she put her hand on her forehead and she says, it was supposed to happen, but neither of you did anything. Nobody did anything. And then, you get tower moments. You can use your free will against your own best interest. You can turn into that building. You can do that. But you're going to face some consequences when you do. On a lighter scale, using jobs as an example, you have the free will to turn down a job. But you don't decide whether you get it or not. So there you go. And that can also be a tower moment. If that job is part of your destiny, and your whole world falls apart because you turned it down, well, there's your sign that you were supposed to take it. Unfortunately, with that, you just got to learn the lesson. You don't get a second chance. So that's kind of what's happening and why your soulmate's in a tower moment. They decided to turn where there wasn't a road, and they hit a brick wall. For most of you, your connections are destined. And that comes up clear when we see the World card and the Wheel of Fortune with where it falls. Now, you're keeping on going down the road. They may have hit that building, but you're still traveling down the road. Some of you are destined to meet other soulmates along the way. Now, this person, your person, often has an awakening. And we see it. We see the Ace of Swords and things like that, or the Hermit, or the Hanged Man. They had a dark night of the soul and realized, oh shit, we got the oh shit upright card. I should have gone with that person. And then they're trying to catch up. They're speeding up down the road. They're trying to come towards you. But you're already, for a lot of you, you're way up the road here. By the time your soulmate catches up to you, Well, that's what we see in kind of the readings now when we get the Queen of Swords that comes out, where you need to decide if this is still for you or not. That kind of thing. You may need to cut this person out for various reasons. Again, because you may also run into someone else by the time this person catches up to you. I mean, it's all pretty straightforward. There are some people where, some decisions we make where we reject someone, but we kind of reject them at a road, and things go smoothly for us. We know we made the right decision. But if you reject something and things don't go smoothly, or vice versa, you accept something and things don't go smoothly, that should be your first sign. That's why I always say that something, and you end up having a tower moment, whether you accept it or reject it. That's your sign that you made a bad call, that tower moment. That's why I always say people that are trying to work on things, like a lot of you, your soulmate picked someone else to work on things with them and try and make it work. I say it doesn't work. Relationships that are good are smooth. I talk to a lot of people. I studied psychology. I talk to a lot of people. And I never talked to one happily married 80-year-old couple that told me that their marriage was rough and they had a rough time with it, a lot of fighting and no, it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. I remember my grandparents were like that, my father's parents. I remember 10 years old sitting next to my grandmother at my grandfather's funeral. He died first, obviously. I remember sitting there, and I think that's when I realized, that was the moment I realized, because I always had this deep empathy, and I was trying to figure out what she was feeling. I couldn't get my head around it. And that's the moment I figured out what true love actually feels like. That's why I know when I feel it. That's why I know when it's real in your readings. She was just sitting there sobbing. And over again, she kept saying, "What am I going to do without you?" Over and over and over again. And as she said it each time, I felt that wave. I felt what that was. And that's what it is. If you're trying to make something work with somebody, it's the wrong. You turned into the wall. You turned into the building. It's not your destiny. It's not what you're supposed to be doing. The soulmates you meet, where it's supposed to happen, and you're supposed to go the long haul, it isn't a bunch of shit. A lot of times, we just make bad decisions. And for a lot of you, your soulmate made the bad decision. So a lot of you are being really cool. You parked your car off to the side over here, and you're waiting for them to catch up. That's what you're doing watching tarot readings, and that's respectable. And for a lot of you, they're just about to. But you still need to be that Queen of Swords when they come to the door. You do. You got to decide if it's for you, because you're then at a decision point. Is there a road there? Is it going to be smooth sailing? Or are you about to hit a wall if you accept this person? All right, that's kind of how it all works with that. Now, there's one other aspect of free will that I want to cover here, which is poorly covered in other places, and I'm going to keep it simple. Again, I'm not going to get my Sheldon from Big Bang Theory whiteboard out and start giving you math equations. But, I say it sometimes, and I phrase it this way kind of incorrectly. I say with each decision we make in life, we create a new timeline for ourselves. You've heard a lot of people say that. Well, we create nothing. That's actually not true. We create nothing. The universe, as I said in my last video, there's a law of science, law of physics. All of the matter or all of the energy that's ever been created has already been created. That correlates one-to-one in the energetic universe with everything that's ever happened or ever will happen has already happened. Okay? You don't make a small decision like I'm going to go to the store today and create a new timeline. Create a road, just a road forms before you and lays down before you like, by the hand of God kind of a thing. No. That's a small, there's a lot of roads here. That's a small free will decision that you can make, and that road already exists. And you don't find out if that was a bad decision until you get to the store and you get home. For some people, Some people out there made the decision, oh, you know what, I'm going to go to the store and get some ice cream. It was on the news the other day. Guy decided he was going to go to the store and get some ice cream for him and his wife to watch a movie together. He goes to the store. Turns out the store is getting robbed and he ends up getting shot and killed. Well, that was his destiny. He made a bad call. That was sort of his, he was at a point right here. There was a place he could turn, and he decided to turn down it. Sometimes even in our cars, we turn down bad roads. You can't second guess yourself. Going to the store seems harmless enough. But he didn't create any new timeline there. That timeline was already there. Proof of that is the fact that that robber was on his own timeline, and his roads all led to him going to that store. And that store clerk was there that day. His road fed to that. All of that already exists. It's all, granted my drawing here, though it's CGI fantastic, is very small. There's roads everywhere. The roads, it's a big web of connecting energy. It's all a big web of, and you can't turn down anything. You don't make any decision to do anything in your life where there isn't already a road. And that road connects to other people's roads. All right? Every decision you make does tie you to the fate of other people. As did that poor guy who just went to get ice cream so him and his wife could watch a movie. His fate was then, when he made that decision, tied to all these other people. And that guy that was robbing the store, a little trigger happy. You know, it happens. But we don't create a new timeline every time we make a decision. Small, however small it is. We go down a new timeline every time we make a decision. That timeline already exists. We are nothing more, and I'm sorry to say it, okay, but speaking as somebody who's been swimming in the universe against his will half the time, I was born into this. Take it from me, we are nothing more than hamsters in a cage. That hamster, he can decide to go on the wheel. He can decide to go to his water or food cup. He can decide to eat some of the food. He can decide to go in that little toilet paper tube that we give him and we always have to cut the little fat bastard out of. But he can't decide to leave the cage. Well, unless my sister's home and leaves the lid off or the door open, then he can get out. But that's her free will. She did that. But in this analogy, this hamster is well secured in his cage. All right? He's fine. He can't get out. So you can decide to go to the wheel. You can decide to do whatever you want. But you can't decide to get out of the cage. You're in that cage. We're in the cage, just like with the roads. All these roads. We're bound by the roads that already exist. We don't create new roads. You're not getting out of your car, getting a chainsaw out of the back, cutting down some trees, you know, having the gravel truck come in just so you can turn right somewhere. It doesn't happen. That's not how it works. Everything that's ever happened or ever will happen has already happened. It's all there already. And that's why tarot is so fantastic. That's why I like tarot more than I like astrology. Because as I explained in my last video, astrology is just for the 3D. It's how those planets in the 3D pull on the energy and how in turn that affects us here in the 3D, in our 3D lives. Tarot pulls from the 5D. It pulls from all this energy. It gives us an overview, like flying over this mesh of roads in a helicopter, 1,000 feet up. We see everything. Right? It helps you decide what road to turn down. It helps us see what your person did. We're flying over this accident. Look, I'm on my intercom here. Some idiot decided to turn left, ran right into the mall. There you go. That's your soulmate. Your soulmate is the idiot that turned left, went up on a 6-inch curb, broke their suspension, slammed their car directly into the mall. All because they were scared of some feelings that they have that they've never felt before for this powerful soulmate. All you're doing is cruising down the river of your life. That's it. And along the way, you're going to meet these soulmates. Some of them are going to run from you. Some of them you're going to meet. They're lighter connections, maybe. You meet them, you become friends. They give you their puzzle piece, you give them yours. You learn some things from them and you move on down the road. They come with you for a while, friends disappear, they turn off. They veer off on a road. We all have that. I've got tons of people. I've had 4 circles of friends since I've lived in Los Angeles. 4 circles of friends. I got people, I've been here 30 years, I got people I haven't seen in 25, 26 years. Part of the original circle of friends. They come with us for a while, and then somebody turns. You turn, they turn, you go different ways. That's how it works. But that's essentially what's happening here with your readings, with your soulmate, with this free will, using their free will against their own best interest. They done turned into the mall. And not the part with the parking garage, the part with the wall. And they hit the damn thing. And now they're trying to catch up to you. And like I said, most of you have been really cool. You stopped your car right here. You're waiting for them. I'll wait for you. Catch up. And they're having their little spiritual awakening, the dark night of the soul, and they'll come trekking up to you. For a lot of you, it looks like from the readings, from what I'm getting, they're going to catch up. It truly does. But you need to decide. I'm kind of think I'm channeling my father here for this. I know what he'd say, so I'm just going to say it because it kind of made me chuckle. You got to decide. It's much more emotional than this. He wasn't a very emotional man. You got to decide if you want to get in the car with the person. Once they catch up to you, you got to decide if you want to get in the car with the person who was so shit stupid that they turned into the mall and went up on the curb because they thought there was a road there. All right? Went against their own destiny. And that's really what that Queen of Swords that keeps coming up is about. It really is. We saw it in an All Signs reading I did today. And I think it came out in the extended for sure. I'm telling you. That's what's going on. So that's what I mean when I say, and some other readers are saying it too, but when I say, speaking for me, your person used their free will against their own best interest, most of you. And that's why that Wheel of Fortune comes out in certain spots in that world. And I say sometimes when the Wheel of Fortune comes out, the universe is pissed at your person. This was a gift. Connections this powerful are a gift. This is twin flame, deep soul. It's a gift. You're not going to meet a lot of these on your road. You're going to meet a ton of people who are soul connections, but they're very light. They're tertiary, I call them. Tertiary connections. Someone you work with who you really like, and you like to sit around and talk about astronomy or something, whatever. You have coffee once in a while. That person will be around in your life for a few years and then veer off. Even people like soulmates that you have relationships with. All right? You're together for a couple of years, you break up, you split off on different roads. You learned what you needed to learn from. I mean, there's quite a few good lessons in this, obviously, but I mean, ultimately, it's pretty simple. It's as simple as what I've drawn here, except there's a lot more roads and a lot more lines. So that's the story with your soulmate. The story with free will is you don't create any new timeline when you make a decision, no matter how small, even if it's just to go to the store. You're just jumping on a road that's already there. You can only turn. Your main route is this straightaway. You can only turn and use free will to make decisions and turn where there's a damn road that's already there. Because everything that's ever happened or ever will happen has already happened. It's all out there in the universe. There are people more powerful than me. My friend Yoshi, much more powerful energy reader than I am. I'm Samantha to his Endora in Bewitched Speak. And I'll tell you what, he can read the Akashic record. It's like walking around with Google with him. Better than Google. I mean, even if he doesn't know about it, he'll just think for a minute and his eyes will roll up. And he'll come out and he'll tell you all about Nietzsche and what Nietzsche did. Or, I mean, it's crazy. The man's never been to college. He dropped out of school in ninth grade. But he knows everything. He is living proof. It's all there already. And the tarot pulls from that. That's why tarot's very useful. That's why I'm so passionate about it. That's, it really is. It's really an amazing thing. You can do it with other cards. You don't need tarot. You can do it with playing cards. You can do it with anything. You just have to assign a meaning so the universe knows. You know, just like you can pull any reading you want. I'll do a whole video on readings. I'll help you. I'll help some of you that want to be better at tarot. I'll help you. I'll show you some things. I'll show you some cool tricks, some hacks, life hacks, tarot life hacks. There you go. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. I hope this clears up free will a little bit. Don't ever think that you're some warlock creating timelines and new universes with every decision you make. I mean, you need to go get a CAT scan if you start thinking that. Just trust me. That's delusion. That's not fact. That's not what's happening. All right. Only roads that already exist. And the car analogy is real good. And even for those of you smartasses that say, I got a Jeep, I got a four-wheel drive, I can go anywhere. No, you can't. If there's a wall of trees here, you can put that thing in low gear four-wheel drive if you want. You're still not turning. You're not getting that thing between two big oak trees 3 feet apart. You're not driving that truck through that. Not happening. So you still can't go anywhere you want to go. And four-wheel drive's got a real problem with steep inclines above 10 degrees. I'll tell you what, still not going nowhere. So this is a good analogy for you, this road analogy here. And your poor soulmate, well, I hope they catch up to you. It looks like for a lot of you they are. I hope this reading was helpful. What reading? Whoa, it's not a reading. Well, I hope this, well, here it is. Okay, fine. I made a mistake. All right, I'll give you a reading too. Here we go. What's your soulmate thinking and feeling about you right now? Huh? Let's just pull a couple cards. What the hell? I can do anything. It's my channel. What the hell? I'm thinking, well, I can't do that. Why? Do I have a boss? I don't know. I don't think I have a boss. I mean, there it is. This is why I love tarot. What's your soulmate thinking and feeling about you right now? Yeah. Look at this. 2 cards. King of Swords and the Page of Wands. King of Swords, your soulmate is cutting something out of their life that no longer suits them. And they're about to come at you with passionate communication. Page of Wands. Yeah. It's exactly the story we're telling here. It came out in tarot. The gods are with us. The universe is here for this video. Yeah, your soulmate. What these 2 cards basically said is your soulmate is like, oh shit, upright. And they're driving their car as fast as they can to get up to you. Right up here. Where you're waiting for them. That's what's coming up in the readings. And it just came up here in 2 cards. For most of you, your soulmate is cutting something out of their lives that no longer suits them. It could be a way of thinking. It could be a career. Or it could be a spouse or a relationship of some kind. All they want to do is passionately communicate with you. It keeps coming up every damn time. It's a powerful connection. And that's why they're in the tower. That's why they're in oh shit upright. Because they done hit the mall. There wasn't a road there. That's why the world fell apart. We saw that tower today in the all signs reading, didn't we? Yeah, we sure did. All right, I hope this video was helpful to you. And if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate all you subscribers, all right? All right, next time, we'll do a little tarot. We'll do some tarot talk next time. All right.